on, nerds? My name is Jesse, and welcome back to Nerds Rise for another video. Let me apologize right up front that I haven't uploaded in quite a few weeks. I've just been super busy with work. I've been going 7 days a week, so please let me have this one. Like I said, I'm sorry, but we're going to do a Death Note review today. The film came out on Netflix. It's a Netflix original directed by Adam Wingard. Came out yesterday based on the very popular anime. Also named Death Note. My history with the anime is I am 16 episodes in on Netflix. It says there's 37 episodes. I don't know if that's the total. If there's more, maybe not. I'm not sure. So I'm a little less than halfway through. I have a good idea of what's going on in the anime, though. I started watching it 2 months ago when I saw a trailer for the film because I thought it was interesting and I really wanted to see it right now, so I decided to watch the anime. So let's jump into it. Score out of 10, I give it a 6. I think if you haven't seen the anime, you will like the film. It's not a great film by any standards. But if you have seen the anime, you're probably going to hate the film because they just don't match up shot for shot. And there's too many callbacks that just upset you because you see something that happened in the anime, but it's so different that I just rather have not seen it at all. The scene that comes to mind is the press conference scene with L and Light. In the anime, it's quite a bit different. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to keep it spoiler free. So if you want to watch the anime, go ahead and give it a watch. But it's just so different that why even have the callback? Because it's just upsetting to watch because the characters do things that are out of characteristics. Now let's talk about portrayals. Okay, when you adapt a anime, a book, or a TV show to a movie, you're allowed to do essentially anything you want that's inside the character. Like if this character would do that, go for it, right? The characters don't have to be one for one. They can be a little bit different. Like in this film version, L, who is played by Lakeith Stanfield, is a little bit different, but he has the same quirks. He kind of has the same kind of feeling. Maybe a little more hyper aggressive than L is in the anime, but it's almost there. You know, it's real similar. I actually like his portrayal of L. Now, when it comes to Light Yagami in the anime, he's called Light Yagami. In the film, he's called Light Turner. His name is Nat Wolff, played by Nat Wolff in this film. Those characters are so different that I can't get past it. I just can't get past it. Light Yagami in the anime is a super genius, okay? He gets the Death Note, he knows what he can do with it, and he sets out to do it because nobody else will. And he has the intelligence to start a trend, make it seem all these are linked. It's obvious that these are linked. It's obvious that it's him, he is Kira, and some of the best scenes in the anime are the cat and mouse game between him and L. In this film, he's not a super genius. He's obviously very smart, but he is more worried about his girlfriend, who is played by Margaret Qualley, Mia Sutton in the anime. He's really worried about her, and he's just trying to impress her by killing people. That's the impression I got by watching the film. I mean, she gets off on this shit. It's obvious, right? Especially at the end of the film. This is something that she wants. She wants that goddamn Death Note. Okay, that's understandable. It's kind of a theme that's happening in the show, too. So, the cat and mouse game between L and Light. It's a huge part of the anime. And I would argue the best part of the anime is the cat and mouse game. I actually lost interest in the anime a little bit after L reveals himself to Light. I thought that was interesting, but after a couple episodes after that, I started to lose interest because the cat and mouse game is not so much there anymore. I mean, it's still there, right? They're still playing cat and mouse, but it's a little bit different now. There's none of that in this film. The cat and mouse game is over in a 10-minute span. The film's only an hour and a half long. I think it should have been a little bit longer. This is a long TV show, right? It's a long anime. It deserved a 2.5-hour movie, in my opinion. Now, how long is the cat and mouse game in the movie? It's short. It's like 10 minutes long. L finds out that it can only be Light Turner. He narrows it down really fast. He's obvious that's who it is. And the rest of the film is him kind of just trying to prove it, right? He already knows. He's just trying to prove it. Okay, that makes total sense. That's in the anime. It works. But I think you lose a lot of what made the anime great by not having a longer cat and mouse game between the two trying to outsmart each other, because that's the point, right? L's a super genius, Light's a super genius. Here's them going at it. It's like Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty, right? They're super smart dudes going at it. They know who they are, how do we defeat each other? That doesn't happen in this film per se. Now, if we look at it from a non-anime perspective, if you haven't seen the anime, I think the premise is great. I've always think the Death Note premise is incredible. A note falls from the sky. You can write names in it, and it kills people, right? It's a great premise. I think the story is fairly strong, but I think some of the romantic stuff should have been left out. Maybe meeting Mia Sutton later in the film, maybe the back half of the film would have been better for her there. Or just because Light is killing people not because he wants to have the persona Kira. They're killing people because they both want to have the persona Kira, and it's more her than him because she does some stuff to portray him in the film, and he blames it on Ryuk. Let's talk about Ryuk for a second. I think Willem Dafoe is incredible. I think he's probably the perfect Ryuk. He even sounds like the guy who plays Ryuk in the anime, which is great. The English version of the anime. I think his portrayal is great, but I think he doesn't get enough screen time. He's not in the film too much, which is fine. You don't have to have Ryuk in the film, but I think his relationship with Light Yagami in the anime is so strong that you should have him in the film. I think leaving Mia out would have been better in my opinion, because instead of having all the Light and Mia scenes, you have Light and Ryuk scenes. I love Ryuk in the anime, and I think he's kind of put on the back burner in the film. He does do some awesome stuff. He does mess with Light. That's what he likes to do. He's kind of like an agent of chaos, right? He likes to see people die. He wants people to write their names in the Death Note, whatever it takes. If you don't want to do it, give me the Death Note, I'll give it to somebody else, right? Now, one of the strong things in the film I want to talk about before I wrap this up, I don't want this to be too long. I do want to talk about the ending of the film a little bit without spoiling too much. I think the ending of the film is great, and it actually gives you an idea of how powerful the Death Note is. What you write in the Death Note is 100%. It's going to work 100% of the time, as long as it is in the realm of possibility. And that's the only time that you see that Light is a genius in the film. The only time. And that's fine. At the end of the film, he uses the Death Note to save himself, kill somebody important in the film, and get the Death Note back. That scene was thrilling. I kind of saw it coming, because I think there's only one way you can go. When the Death Note ends up back with him, it's pretty obviously what happened. I think you could even do without the explanation that he gives to his dad at the end, which is fine. I didn't need it. I don't think you do need it. I think you could leave that open-ended. And the fact that you leave with L, I'm gonna leave it spoiler free. The fact that you leave with L and he's about to write in the Death Note is great, but I kind of wanted to see an ending. It's left open-ended. I think they might be trying to go for a sequel for this, maybe turn it into some kind of trilogy or at least a two-parter. But I doubt that you're going to get that because of the fan uproar at the film. Now, with all of that being said, the stylistic choices I like. I know a lot of people don't like these like Dutch angles and weird zooms. It's kind of Michael Bay-ish a little bit, but I actually really like that kind of stylistic choices that Adam Wingard was making in the film. I think the CGI and motion capture was great from Willem Dafoe. I really liked Lakeith Stanfield, Margaret Qualley, and Nat Wolff. I could do without both of them. I think they were probably miscast personally. More Nat Wolff than Margaret Qualley, but that's okay. So yeah, for me, 6 out of 10. Go watch the anime. It's definitely better. Maybe one day we'll get a sequel or even a reboot. It's some kind of recast situation, keeping Willem Dafoe. Maybe. Probably not, though. If you like this stuff, please let me know down in the comments. Follow all of the Nerds Rise crew on Twitter, and you're going to see more uploads from me back on the 2 uploads a week schedule. Like I said, I'm very sorry for not having any uploads lately, but if you like the channel, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later.